People across the country are venturing out. Chances are, if you've gone to go dine or shop, you've probably experienced some long wait times, maybe lines as well. Small business owners say there's an hourly worker shortage because workers are making more by staying home. But President Biden says that's not true. Take a look.
Anyone collecting unemployment who is offered a suitable job must take the job or lose their unemployment benefits. I know there's been a lot of discussion since Friday's report, that people are being paid to stay home rather than go to work. Well, we don't see much evidence of that.
Well, joining us to discuss, Sery Kim, a former assistant administrator for the Small Business Administration under President Trump, joining us live. Also, Tom Maoli, a small business owner from New Jersey. Thank you both for joining us today. Tom, I want to start with you. You can catch our audience up. You own several different types of businesses. What are you experiencing?
I do. And, it's interesting because we are experiencing a lack of labor. There's a labor shortage. And I know that the president came out and made a statement that, if you find a suitable job, you have to take it. But, if you're paying someone to stay home and they're making so much money to stay home, they're not going to go out and find a suitable job. There's states that are out there that I believe are doing the right thing, like Arizona, Montana, North Carolina, New Hampshire. And what they're doing is they're offering bonuses to take jobs and get off of unemployment. That's an incentive not to pay somebody to stay home.
Yeah. Sery Kim, your thoughts on the words from the president? Again, suitable job, must take the job. And yet we see, if you just drive around, even fast food restaurants, they've got a lot of help wanted signs. They aren't able to stay open all this time. Workers just aren't coming in. Do you think that message is resonating?
I don't think Joe Biden's message resonates because I don't think he knows how his government works. No unemployment agency actually has the terminology suitable. When you apply for government unemployment benefits, you're simply asked whether you looked for a job. They don't find parity or equivalency. And I think that both of you made such a great point. Here's the hard number. If you get $400 a week in unemployment, and with the multiple rounds of COVID relief, you get an extra $200 on top of that, an extra $300 on top of that, consider a janitor makes $400 a week if he works. Is a janitor going to stay at home and get free money? Absolutely. So we need to stop incentivizing people to stay home. Look at the hard numbers, Joe Biden. Look at how government agencies actually work.
Yeah, and the argument would be to pay employees more. Tom, I'll ask you, have you adjusted wages? Have you tried to make that work? Are you able to financially sustain your business while raising wages?
Listen, I'm a new car dealer and a real estate developer, and I have to tell you, we've adjusted wages, we've offered more money, but people just don't want to come back to work. And I have to tell you, there's still a scare out there with COVID. People are afraid of COVID. Yes, it's dissipating, and yes, it's getting better, and mask laws are being lifted, but we're still in the middle of a pandemic where people are scared, people are still dying, and they're not ready to come back to work. And, there's another interesting factor. There's a dynamic shift in what has happened in the workplace, and that is people are working from home. And, companies like Facebook and Microsoft are allowing their employees to work at home, and you're going to see more and more of that.
Yeah. Sery, your thoughts on Tom's remarks there? Again, this sort of shift in the work from home attitude and trend that we've seen. Will it last?
It won't last because the majority of Americans who do actually work are no-collar individuals. They are the hourly employees that we've been talking about. For instance, the American Hotel and Lodging Association, we're all about to enter into Memorial Day weekend, which is the busiest traveling weekend of the year so far. They have 500,000 less employees. If you can't get your hotel room key, it's because they don't have people. If you can't get your food, it's because they don't have people. And so again, President Joe Biden does not seem to know how to incentivize people to get back to work. And it's really hard to have a small business. I mean, Tom is very successful, and we only see the successful side of it. But think of the sacrifices that he made to get there. Americans need to sacrifice to go to work because there are health issues at every juncture. And if you want to make money, if you want to provide for your family, the best way you do that is through actually working a real job and not getting unemployment benefits.
Yeah, I think of all the employees who worked throughout the pandemic, of course, the healthcare workers who managed to go into the office every day, those grocery store employees as well, the first responders,
Yes.
our gratitude to all of them who were able to make it work. Interesting to note, though, the Wall Street Journal warning about the return to the workplace as more fields begin to open up, saying COVID-19 isn't the only factor weighing on workplaces. Many managers now worry about a brain drain from their ranks. Some companies that are hiring say they can't find knowledge workers willing to come into an office 5 days a week. Tom, for your businesses, it sounds like you need those in-person employees. Is that part of the struggle here? Just this lack of desire to get back to the office?
Yeah, no, listen, most companies need in-person employees unless you're a technology company or some insurance company where you're doing paperwork and you're working on a computer. But in my business, you need employees face to face to deal with the customers. You know, we're servicing cars, we're servicing people, we're selling cars. I have a real estate development company. You need somebody to hold a shovel and do work. And it's very hard to get them back, and we're struggling with it. And I have to tell you that I think the problem is coming from the White House. They have to start incentivizing employees to get back to work. Yes, we can raise wages, and we've tried that, but they have to want to go back to work. There's benefits for employees to be at work rather than sitting home, and we need to make those available to the employees.
Yeah, we've seen those added unemployment benefits. Those are set to expire around September federally, but yet we've seen some red states going forward and saying they're going to end that before that, maybe in June. We'll wait and see how that shakes up the employment market. Sery Kim, Tom Maoli, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your political analysis. Good stuff, guys. Thanks.